From beautiful North Kelowna, today's term is counteroffer. So you've got your pre-approval, you've gone on MLS, you found your dream home, submitted an offer. Do you know what happens next? Well, the seller might immediately accept your offer, in which case it becomes the party's purchase contract. Or the seller might do what is known as a counteroffer. So what is a counteroffer? Does it mean your offer was rejected? Well, technically, yes, it was rejected, but there is still an offer on the table. The seller typically responds to a counteroffer if there's items on the contract that didn't please them. So that could be anything from the price to the closing dates to items that they want repaired, some of the subjects or conditions. All of this, it will be put on writing and sent back to the buyer as a counteroffer. So essentially a counteroffer is like negotiations in writing. As a buyer, do you need to respond to a counteroffer? You don't need to respond to a counteroffer. However, buyers typically do. They'll either accept the counteroffer as it's come in, forming the purchase contract, or the buyer might just counter back. And this process of countering back and forth will continue until either a party no longer replies or until the terms are acceptable by all parties and they form a purchase contract. When a counteroffer is sent your way, you don't need to respond, especially if you're no longer interested in the home. You just let it expire. However, keep in mind that a seller can do the same. When you respond back, when you counter back the contract, they also don't need to respond and not sell you the home. So the counteroffer, in a sense, changes the control from buyer to seller each time it's passed back and forth. It's also important to keep in mind that if you let that contract expire, then there is no sale. The contract is essentially rejected. So make sure if you're still interested in proceeding with the purchase that you respond in time before that contract expires. In sum, when you receive that counteroffer, you have three options. You can either reject it and not proceed with the sale. Number two, you can simply accept the terms and conditions. Or number three, you can counter it back with the changes that you'd like seen in order to proceed with the purchase of the property. If you think this is helpful for anyone you know, please forward on. And for more bite-sized content, watch my other videos.